Yo. Good morning, guys. Good evening, good night, wherever you are. Let me just put something on them meanwhile. Should be on, right? All right, cool. Yo, what up? Good morning, guys. Good evening, good night, wherever you are. Yo, what up, Paladin? What up, Gaming? Mr. Gaming. What up, Jorge? Okay, so yesterday we left off with just hang on. Okay, yesterday we left off of what to pair with this guy, with the all three, right? We were looking for a card that can pair with all of them, because in the case that they don't wait till speeder and they try to stop us early, we needed a card that can pair with all of them, right? A card that can, if they stop righty, then we can extend. If they stop this, we can extend, because that means that we'll increase the pivot options with this guy, assuming they stop this. And then one of the weakest starters is going to be Stardust Synchron, right? It's the weakest one, because we can't progress. We don't have this as a pivot, because normally what happens is Synchron is the pivot option for these ones, whereas Synchron itself does not have a pivot, which is why we need to find another card that can help Synchron with that problem, while being able to pair itself with the other ones as well, which led me to go over emergency teleport, right? It's a card that we have played in the past. It's quite a prevalent card. We're well aware of what this card does. And I was going over a lot of the psychics that I can possibly implement, right? Because I need to have the most versatile psychic to be able to pair with all of them, right? And I came across a few, all right? I came across a few. Yo, what up, Spaghetti? Can you guys hear me okay? Everything fine? Just making sure. Waiting for the green light. Let's see if we can get going. Can you guys hear me okay? Awesome. Perfect. Thank you, Spaghetti. Okay, so I went over a few psychics that I could choose from before I get into these ones, okay? So this one was something that we've contemplated in the past as well, because it's a form of spot removal, right? For those of you that don't know what this does, basically, if this card is in your monster zone, if this card in your monster zone is distributed, you can target one card on the field, destroy it. So we have an in-engine out to spot removal, because Stardust Synchron can tribute this guy, and then we can pop a card. We can go Junk Synchron, revive this, because this is not once per turn. So if we can find a way to keep tributing this guy, we can pop two, depending on how our hand is, right? The card variation. But this is something that we have considered, because it was a level 2 that we can pair with Junk, right? It's a level 2 that we can pair with Righty Driver. It doesn't really pair well too much with this one, because all you have access to is a level 6. So it's a bit odd, right? Assuming this gets negated, that means you don't have the illumination to reduce this guy and make it a level 3. So you can't go speeder anyways. So this one was like, okay, its utility to be able to spot removal was okay, but it didn't pair well. Which brought me to the other one that we thought initially would be amazing. But then we had the whole thing about it, because okay, this is like the opposite stats of Snipe Hunter. What up, Daniel? Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Okay, so this is when it first got announced. I was like, oh, this is so good, because for one, it's like Snipe Hunter, except it's the opposite, right? It's inverted. Whereas if it lands 1 or 6, you can destroy up to 2 cards on the field. So it's spot removal. So they're gonna have to interact with this whether they like it or not. So that's what I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, you go teleport, summon this guy, it's spot removal, and it's synchro material, which is what we want. We want synchro material to fulfill to have a multitude of things that it can do, right? So it can spot removal. If we revive it, it can do it again, and you can just keep doing it over and over again. But the issue is that when you use that effect to revive it, we cannot summon from the extra deck, which is annoying. You know, that's quite annoying. But if you just special it, you won't get restricted. If you go teleport, pop, because like, are they gonna risk the potential destruction of 2 cards? Probably not. If they feel like they want to gamble, okay, they might, right? Because they'll be like, okay, what if it does? What if it pops? So they're gonna want to imprint this. They want to negate it somehow, get it off the field, right? And then we can just juggle this as well. Like if they pop it, we can use its effects because we haven't used the Stardust Synchron's effect yet. So we can just tribute it off and then relieve ourselves of the lock, right? So we have 2 attempts at popping, right? Essentially. But then again, once again, it's not versatile enough. It only pairs well with this because it helps us pivot into a scrap warrior, right? But that's something to consider. And then this one is interesting. This is very interesting because Axel was like, oh, hang on, because I was going over all of the things after the stream. Hang on, let me hop in real quick. Okay. What up, Delta? You select side. Okay, but the thing with Side Reflector, it doesn't help us pivot with these cards, right? That's the issue. Okay, so and plus you have to play more bricks, of course. Okay, so for those of you that don't know what this one does is once per turn you can reveal 1 wind monster in your hand. So you can theoretically reveal this guy because it's a wind, right? It's a wind. So yeah, that'll vary. Okay, and so the end of your opponent's next main phase, 1, monsters with the level higher than the level of the revealed monster cannot activate their effects. So it's like a little lock, right? So it forces them to go into battle phase and then play main phase 2, right? So it's an interesting card, right? It's interesting, but once again, it only that doesn't really pair well. We need this to be a tuner to pair with. If it's a 3, we need a tuner to pair with this guy, right? And then we came across. I thought this was almost perfect. This was, but it only says increase, which is my issue, right? Okay, so Rise Bell, the Star Adjuster. Okay, so when this card is special summon, teleport, you can target 1 face-up monster on the field, increases level by up to 3 until the end of the turn. So this only increases, which is my issue. Like it pairs well with this guy, it doesn't pair well with these 2, right? Because it can increase stuff to be level 4, and then you can make speeder there, right? But yeah, that was almost close. And of course we have Xiamen. We all know Xiamen, right? This requires you to have another card, but like it doesn't really pair well with this one or this one, unless then you have to have account for another card to discard for the deer note. It play more bricks. It's a bit, And then of course you have this one. This one's if this card is normal summon or special summon, teleport. You can pay 500 life points. Look at the top card of your deck, then place it on the bottom of your deck, or reveal it and add it to your hand. But skip your next draw phase. So this is like this is not a tuner, so we can't really pair it. So we can't really do much with it. And then I came across Psychic Processor, which it can be useful, right? It can be, potentially. You can banish this card you control, special summon up to 2 machine psychic and or cyber monsters from your hand. And they can attack directly this turn during the standby phase of the next turn. After this effect, after this card was banished, you can add this banished card to your hand. So yeah, theoretically, you can possibly special summon this, special summon, either this, but I don't know. Which then ultimately led me to these guys, right? I kept going. I was like, oh, okay, which is cool. Okay, so it's unfortunate that these are pretty much bricks, right? They're not necessarily things you want to draw, but it's just that they were the best thing to summon off teleport. Because what this means is that this will summon this, which then gives you access to this. So it's 2 bodies. One card gives you 2 bodies, and teleport. And teleport gives you access to all of these, which all of these pair with all of these. This guy pairs with this guy pairs with this guy, and then this guy pairs with this guy. And it's a hand trap, so it's at the very least, whether it's good, we don't know, but it's still a form of an interaction. But primarily, it's meant to facilitate teleport, right? But I think these 2 are pretty good in the sense that it gives you an additional monster, right? So for hang on. For those of you that don't know what this does, okay, if this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 mutant monster from your deck to your hand. The rest of the text we don't care about. We don't really care for it because we're not going to be utilizing it, right? What's it? You contribute this card, then banish one card from your hand or face-up field special summon one monster from your hand or deck based on the banished card. So monster, mutant beast, spell, mutant mist, trap, mutant arsenal, right? So we don't really care for that. But the thing that we do care about is that this can add this guy, right? And what this one does is, if you control a mutant card, you can special summon this card from your hand, and the rest of the cards you don't really care for, right? I mean, yeah, it's only because it gives you something to search, right? So one card converts into two, while giving you more non-tuner to synchro with, right? That's why it's there. Yo, what up, AK? What up, Vekler? Yeah, teleport can summon from hand. Yeah. No, okay. So yes, we're just picking up what we left off yesterday, where we were looking for cards that can pair with all of these. Because under the assumption that these guys get stopped or they get interacted with, right? We want an extender that can pair with all of them. And this card pairs with all of them because we play these cards, right? And that's what we're talking about now, basically. What up, Mango? If you tribute Sakitama with Stardust Synchron, Sakitama adds itself back. Yeah, searchable. Psychic Rover? Yeah, it's right here. But keep in mind that we want the Psychic to pair with these guys. That's what we want, right? Until we get something better that is as versatile. I mean, if you guys have any other options, put it in a comment, message, get involved, because we looked through almost everything that can possibly pair with all of these, and that's like a very obscure thing to really figure out, because we need it to be a non-tuner, a tuner, and a non-tuner, right? So it's very specific, and this is the closest thing I found to being the best possible card to fix that issue. Yo, what up, Nathan? Oh yeah, you're the one that asked about it. Oh yeah. 3 unsearchable teleports and 3. No, okay. Oh, we have to build unconventionally. We have to, because okay, when you're constructing a lower tier deck, obviously you're lacking something that the meta deck has. You're either not as efficient, your ceiling's too low, you're inconsistent, right? You're gonna have one of these things. So we have to build unconventionally, because if we try to cookie cutter it, you're not resilient enough. Your consistency might be there, but you're not resilient. Whereas a meta deck is efficient, consistent, resilient. We're at a loss here. We have to compromise, and we have to look at these type of routes to mitigate our problem, right? Yo, what up, Mello? Alzette? Okay, does Alzette pair with all of them? You have to keep that in mind. We need that one extra extent. If we're playing off 2 cards, this gets stopped. What other card pairs well with all of them in that scenario? If we start with this, if we start with this, if we start with this, what card pairs with all of them, no matter the situation? Alzette doesn't do that, right? Mind procedure mixed up. I've been testing a lot with Adventure, and I have come to the conclusion that Junk Burn is better for me, at least. Adventure is still good though. Yeah. Lower tier, we ain't going for lower tier here. No, Paladin, no, but I'm saying okay, so we're like at a lower tier, right? So we have to build off of that, right? Because I already told you guys, I already gave you guys the example of what the deck can look like if we cookie cutter it, right? The consistency will be there, but it'll be very fragile, right? It won't be resilient enough because you only have 2 plays, right? So instead of having 1, 2 plays, which would be like your starter, that gets stopped, pivot into sync in the Stardust, that's your second attempt. What is your third, right? What is your third attempt? We don't have a third attempt. So in order to fix that, if this gets interacted with, we go 1, 2, 3, right? Because everything is going to lead to getting access to fellows, which eventually will get us to a speeder, right? And that's why we're implementing this card. Just goofing around. What the hell, Paladin? If we just plain teleport to get those bodies, tuner and non-tuner ones, then what about rockets with quick launch? Okay. Does quick launch have the actual non-tuners that we need and the tuners that we need and the levels? Do they have that? Hang on. Let's look at the rockets. 19. Shit, what am I doing? Okay, let's look at the rockets. That's why we're here. Okay. All right. So the cards in question now is quick launch. Okay. So we have rockets. All right. So first and foremost, we need a level 2 non-tuner. Okay. So the level 2s is going to be Shell Rocket and just Shell Rocket. Yeah. Okay. It's only Shell Rocket. What the fuck Shell Rocket do? Let's see. Okay. When a link we're not gonna use that part. Okay. When a link monster is effect activated, target this face-up card in the field is so they all pop and they all self-destruct, right? That's like their thing. This end phase. Okay, I'm not liking it already. Okay, when a link monster effect is activated that targets this face-up card on the field, you can destroy this card. Then destroy one monster in the column this card was in, and if you do destroy that any monster in that card's adjacent zone. That's insane. That's actually pretty cool if you think about it. This is pretty cool with SP, no? Like if you have SP target this chain, right? During the end phase of this, if this card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed on the field by battle or card effect and center this turn, you can special move one rocket monster. Okay, so that's okay, not that great. Okay, so we're moving on to a level 3. Level 3, is there a level 3 tuner? Did you guys lie to me, bro? There's no level 3 tuner, bro. There's no level 3 tuner, bro. He just lied. What the fuck? Okay, okay, nah, it doesn't work. It doesn't cover what teleport covers. Yeah. What up, the demise? Okay, does the the issue with the white forest, it requires a very specific card, right? Because we know LZ works, but it only pairs with this. If we have LZ and we have this, we're gonna have to restructure the entire extra deck, right? And that's an inconvenience. Does LZ work with this? It doesn't. It works with 2 out of the 3, which is what we were trying to figure out yesterday. Okay, so I have to timestamp in real time because what I biddy? Because yes, dude, this past few times I've been rewatching the stream and then timestamping it all over. So I just have to like pause real quick and then whenever I get into it, because look at it's what they're doing in the OCG as well, right? They're utilizing her, right? They're using her because she's pretty good with this as well. But the issue with that is that it only pairs with this, right? Because this is all in what. Okay, so the reason we're considering all these cards is because we're anticipating them interacting early and stopping these guys, which will vary, right? We can't just be like, oh, they're not gonna interact here. They're just gonna wait for speeder. Okay, that'd be better for us. But I'm saying, if they do, we want to have a plan in place, right? Which is the theory for teleport, right? Because something that you will attempt to consider is, okay, well, why don't we just have a level 4, right? Well, why don't we have a level 4 to pair with this? The issue is to not go speeder after this gets interacted with. We want to still continue to debate, which is why we're utilizing the scrap line, right? That's the whole purpose of this, because we want to have the initial interaction on this guy, okay? Our pivot is going to then be a route towards Warrior, right? And then we'll try to pivot with XL, getting access to Stardust, while getting access to Fellows. But if we already have Fellows, we're still baiting, right? That's the whole point. Because if their first 2 interactions are for our starter and speeder, we're cooked. So we need to find a way to make speeder the 3rd attempt into our push, right? Yeah. New Xavier Bruno would only work with the full speed. Yeah. This is off topic, but since you have a bunch of earth monsters, just not sure beast. Yeah. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, I think these are the essential extra slots that you kind of have to play. I mean, it'll vary. If you want to play the spatter or not, if you want to play Omega or not, you can cut this. But like, apart from that, right? I think these are kind of necessary for the deck to function as it should, right? But I think, like, why wouldn't you hand rip for 2, right? If they hand trapped you and you can still play, you rip 2 more. They're playing off 3 cards. Like, that just seems insane. So I don't see why you wouldn't use it as a board, as part of your build board. What up, Mateo? Junk converter? Yes, okay. So once again, we're looking for cards, or we were looking for cards that can pair with all 3. Okay, just keep it in mind. What up, Soul? Okay, so okay, keep in mind. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, so the reason we don't play Delta and I think this will make much more sense because this is how I view it. Okay, this is how I view it. Okay, just be mindful of that. Okay, so majority of you, I've already, for those of you that have been keeping up with the streams the past few days, you've seen me explain it this way and compare it this way or categorize it this way. But for those of you that are fairly new, okay, so you would view this as it's a 50-50 that you'll draw this because but the way I view it, I categorize it. I have 3 ways to stop Droll, Charmy, Ash, etc. Right, with the brick. Right, that's how I categorize it. I see 3 things or three cards that can do essentially the same thing with the brick. All right, but if you segregate it and be like, okay, no, it's just 2 and 2. Well, yeah, if you do, of course. But the way I'm viewing it is this: I have three chances to draw into that potential interaction. Right, that's how I view it. And Delta is something that you could side. Right, you can side Delta, but I wouldn't main deck Delta because it's not fulfilling the purpose I need for our weakness, right? We're trying to play around Droll, we're trying to play around Charmy, and these cards do that. Whereas Delta, what does Delta stop? Right? That's more tailored towards a particular matchup, right? So you would side that because it's gonna be a high impact card versus that particular matchup, right? Are we cutting Crystal Wing? So yeah, it'll vary. As I mentioned, the extra can go as you please. I break down the whole extra deck theory in the videos. Go and check them out. I break it down. Oh, if you want this, if you want this, if you want that, and you have to pick and choose whether you want the plant engine, whether you want maiden, whether you want rage rose to play around droll, whether you want the boss monsters like SMSD, whether you want, yeah. Do we have any banished light and the dark monsters? If so, maybe mental tuner? What the hell is mental tuner? Oh yeah, I came across this one. I came across this one too, but my only issue was that you couldn't do both, right? So this could add back a Stardust, assuming we use Stardust effect and it gets banished, right? So, but the issue, watch, okay, because you can activate only the effects, banish up to 1 light and up to 1 dark monster from your hand and or graveyard, increase or decrease this card's level by the exact number banished until the end of this turn. Okay, target up to 2 of your banished monsters, 1 light and or dark. Return them to the extra deck. Return them to the graveyard. And if you do increase it or decrease this card's level, yeah. So the issue with that is we need a level 3 to pair with him, right? So the level module might come up, it could come up, but for the most part, we need this to pair with this. If we're doing that effect, it's not gonna pair well with this guy anymore, right? And this card is a tuner, so it can't pair with these guys. So it strictly has to be a 3, which is why I went with this one. It's a hand trap. And it's yeah. Would you consider using Scribe Selector not for this problem in particular, but in general? No, because our primary normal summon is gonna be any of these 6. Well, any of these 3, I guess. The Scrap. If you're trying to go for like a 3-axis type of situation where you go play level 3s max that can be special summoned. Then you would go like summon your scrap. Okay, fuck, let me timestamp this shit. Okay, so scrap recycler would be great. Wait, can Scrapyard search this? Oh no, it adds a scrap tuner. Okay, well this is in the structure. Well, it was in OCG. This would give you access to this guy. This searcher scrap. Okay, you can't search. Okay, so the only application I see for scrap recycler is that it can dump your Stardust. It can dump your this, right? But that's about it. Like, I guess like. It's bait in the sense that they don't know what you're sending, right? So they'll be like, okay, what's he gonna send? A Christian card, you know, the part of the interact there. And then you extend with this, right? But if you don't have this, then this is just there setting that, which means you'll tribute this, summon this, add this. You know what I mean? So it's yeah. It seems like it could be okay, but I don't know. Maybe for a different variant, but. Not for this current build. I see. I thought it was just a good 2 for Italy, but I get that Gamma is actually just a tool. Yeah, pretty much. Starlight Junction plus Synchron Carrier. Oh my god, the junction. Oh my goodness. Let's look at the junction. The junction is pretty cool. I mean, it sucks that the cards that should get a Starlight rare should be Starlight Junction and Starlight Road. I mean, Starlight Road did already, but yeah. This one's cool, but this only summons a tuner, right? You contribute 1 tuner monster, special 1 synchron monster. Oh, actually no. This searches carrier. How does that work? We go summon this. Actually, that wouldn't be too bad because that means you go summon this, they stop this, we go junction, tribute this, summon this, search fellows, and then what? It's a bit odd. It can work possibly, but no, but then that puts it in a situation where you have to go speeder next, which is what we're trying to avoid, right? Because the way we're anticipating is them interacting here, and then our next step is trying to go for scrap, right? And then finally, speeder should be the third thing that we try to do, right? Because obviously you've baited, of course. You know, it'll vary if they interact or not, but the point is you want speeder to be like the third thing you do, right? What up, Toon Zach? Wait, wouldn't 1 for 1 be a good card? Okay, so yeah, 1 for 1. Okay, so 1 for 1. My issue with 1 for 1 is I like the new one, bro. The new 1 for 1 is like discard the cool bull and summon the chick, bro. That's so cool. Okay, so my issue with 1 for 1 is that it's a hard -1. So the card you discard has to give you some sort of value to not have it be as impactful, right, on your turn. Because if you go, okay, so our going first situation is not as bad as going second. So when you start considering cards like this into a board, it's hard not to consider that they're going to interact with whatever it is that you summon off of this, right? Because you invested 2 cards to summon that 1 card. So obviously they're going to be like, okay, it's a 2 for 1. Why would we not interact that? Because obviously they're invested in this. So it's you know, like it's just way too depleting, especially because you need all of your cards to be functional going second. And although this might solve some of our problems, but like, what will you actually be summoning, right? Like, what would you be summoning? Like, if we had Lev Weeder, it'd be a different equation. We for sure we would play this, but Lev Weeder's out of the equation, so we can't. Yeah, like, what would you summon? Like, them negating this, we discarded a card with hard minus. Now we're left with 4 cards going second. Okay, we have our starter. We have our extender, right? So that takes care of 3 interactions. It's just too depleting, which is why we have so many 1-card combos, and then everything else is just 1 card, right? And then you have the engine requirements. I've also not found droll to be an issue. You essentially need 1 search only if you play Yugioh Synchron. Other searches, and then droll is fine. Arguably, you don't even need the fellow search. Yeah. I showed you guys the video where you could actually droll yourself, right? Like, if you choose to not play the wheel, at the bare minimum, you're ending on double omni and a board wipe. At the bare minimum, assuming you get charmied and you have to draw yourself, at the bare minimum, you end on double omni and board wipe. And if you play wheel, you end on double omni, board wipe, and a spawn trap negate. At the bare minimum, right? Assuming you have the extra deck the way I had it, but of course you can have something different. But yeah. Shepherd is in the deck. I just opened it. Oh, nice. I thought it was only in the OCG. What's the card next to Assault Synchron? Are you what, left or right? This is Scrap Synchron and this is Trail. Speaking of which, we could get Starlight Junction working, yeah. I think all these search cards feels like we are trying harder to lose to droll. Our biggest issue is we don't. I feel like trolling ourselves is literally the perfect counter. Yeah. Well, no, we have okay, so which is where we have to consider overtake as well, right? Because overtake, if we start with this, and they droll us on after we add fellows. We go overtake, or we go and then we just go speeder there, right? That's like the next pivot option, considering that we're playing on droll, right? But hang on, let me just timestamp this. Okay, so because droll is so prevalent, and whether it be main deck or side deck, that's gonna be an inherent weakness for us, right? And the strength that we have on our side is our consistency, right? We have so many ways to get to combo. We have so many one-card starters. The moment you start taking these cards away, you're taking away the strength that your deck has, right? So it's just a compromise that you have to, I guess, inherently just concede to, because we're trying our best to mitigate it. Where if we get the speeder, then we can still end on something, right? Because we're not resilient enough. Our strength is consistency, right? That's our strength, and by you trying to play around droll, diminishes that strength altogether. Does that make sense? And with Yu-Gi-Oh, that's just how it is sometimes. That's just how it is. It's a compromise. That's just what it is. There's not like, you can only account for so many things, right? And I think that's the misconception within deck building. Just because your weakness is that, you're diminishing the strength of the deck, and that's where people start getting confused. Like, what? I countered that, but what? Oh, and then they're asking this. I was like, oh, what is the answer? What is the question? What am I trying to answer here? So it's like, the answer is pretty straightforward. You kind of can't play around it. You just have to accept the fact that you inherently your deck loses to droll, right? It's just, like, what else would be your strength if it isn't consistency, right? Like, what would it be? A deck with a high ceiling with no consistency is just so bad because it's inconsistent. What about mathematician? Okay, so once again, our primary normal summon is going to have to be these guys because these are a one-card combo. Math is not a one-card combo, right? It is in the sense that it gets you to your weakest starter, but why would we do that? Well, we don't want to start with Stardust. We want to start with these two, right? But because we're trying to mitigate the weakness of Stardust, we have this, right? That's why it's here. Oh, what up, haoues? You found the goo? Let's see the goo. What's the goo? Hang on, let me see. It better not be fucking fucking troll, bro. Oh, I forgot how to spell your name. Let's see. What is it? What up, Helios? What helped me play against Droll in the White Forest was adding a small package of Centurion. That was your pivot? Yeah, it seems like a pretty cool. Why not playing Sauravis if speeder is weak to... No. Okay, so... let me just... 4140. 4130. 4130. Okay. So the thing about Sauravis, it can be good. It can be good. Yo, what up, Nick? But like, this is only good versus like Imperm, Veiler, right? Whereas we already have an alternative. Well, we have,
right now.
Huh?
Not many people are on Imperm with Veiler right now.
Oh shit, deja vu! Holy fuck! I just had deja vu just now. Holy shit, that's crazy. Something bad's gonna happen next, unfortunately. Okay, yeah. So this is the alternative because Sauravis protects your main deck monster, your initial starters, right? But this protects speeder, right? So this is way more broad. It can deal with more interactions on speeder if they stop us on speeder, right? But Sauravis isn't bad, right? There's a sequence in which we play Diviner and Stardust, and we get access to a Herald, and we get access to Sauravis to protect the speeder. But that's a different build that we'll get to later. I don't know if it would help, but with this, but at least with Righty, you can make speeder with Stardust. You can make a level 8 Stardust get tokens or wait, what? Killer Tune in Synchron, you just wouldn't do it.
You're locked into tuners with their own engine, so it's not really
Yeah,
possible.
you're locked into tuners. Like it seems like it can work, but that's just your initial thought because that's at face value. But the more you actually look into it, it wouldn't be as good as you would think. Followed by thanking the opponent for not dropping a charm. But overtake plus Centurion, Fullspeed still speeder because overtake can summon scrap. Synchron, yeah. I don't know if you already tried, but is it worth to play 3 tengu? Okay, so we'll get to tengu later. But yeah, I have tested tengu, and it's not as good as you would think. It's not as good as you would think. That I thought I was fucking. I was like, oh my god! But yeah, it's not as good as you would think. Like I thought it'd be better than it was. Okay, but yeah, just closing off this variant of Synchron as to what we're trying to solve here, and remember, all of these are just things to consider to ultimately come to a conclusion of, oh, we'll get this from this deck, we'll get this from this variant. Oh, this variant was pretty cool. This answered that, and then we ultimately will just build something that can take a piece of every single thing we've considered. Right? That's the whole process of these builds. We already went with the Bisu variant. That one's pretty cool. I like that one. And then now this one. Right? This is solving the issue of the resiliency of this being stopped. Right? It's just so good. And the extra deck, once again, the extra can vary, or you can change it however you want. You can play the oh, wrong one. You can put the SMSD. What else? What else are we missing? What are we missing? Oh, Gen X. Missing Gen X here. And then the last ones were Dragster, yeah. Dragster and Crystal Wing.
What was the reason for the mutants? Were they just because they're free bodies?
Okay, so I can't remember. You were here yesterday? Were you here yesterday? No, right?
Not much. No.
Okay, so the whole reason for these is because of the issue that we're trying to solve on an early interaction. Hang on, let me share my screen. Hang on. Oh, I love those sleeves. Those sleeves are cool. That Sonic chick, bro, is so fucking cool. Fucking hell. When'd you get those? Oh no, you showed me those already before.
Huh?
Your sleeves, the one you did these sleeves. These are cool.
Those are old. Like I was clearing out some like bulk stuff.
Yeah.
And I found a handful of those old sleeves.
Dude, how can you not take care of those? What the hell? Okay. Alright, so bro. Okay, so the whole reason for so the anticipation in which they interact with this, right? What is our pivot? If they stop this, of course Stardust is our pivot, right? But we need to make sure that speeder is a third thing we do. Otherwise, we lose to 2 interactions. So the way we do it is we go righty. We need to go into teleport, summon a 2, which will give us access to this, which is another free body, which then goes into scrap, right? That's 2 interactions. And then now, Stardust can be the extender. And that's where we have the 3rd interaction. If they don't have 3 interactions, then we go speeder. Same thing for full speed, right? we go full speed, they stop, teleport, summon Ogre, go into Excel, dump Stardust, and then we tribute, we get, we try to get fellows, they stop Stardust, we have fellows, we continue, right? And then the same thing goes for Stardust. Stardust, summon, no, it's our weakest starter. Summon, teleport, summon mutant, search, special, right? And then just go speeder there. But it makes it to the point we don't have to use the effect to tribute in order to be an extender, because this doesn't have an extender, right? So that's why it's there. And because we looked at all the sidekicks that can potentially work with all of them, but it seemed like these two were the best ones to pair with these cards, because that means teleport. Teleport becomes a 2 bodies, right? And these two work with all of the things that we need to initiate our turn with, right? And they're basically why they're there. What up, Suave? That's what we're trying to figure out, Suave. What up, Virgil?
Wouldn't you preferably just have like the wheeler or the tracker, because they technically pair with, like, if you have like a normal summon hand trap, you can like maybe play like a charge warrior in there for level 6.
But how does that lead to scrap or speeder?
Well, no, I'm just saying it forms more basic synergy than the mutant stuff, because the mutant stuff is like, you don't want to draw that shit.
Yeah,
the
but
stuff is like, it's like, it could be worse. I don't know.
no, but that's not what we're trying to address here. We're trying to address the initial starter, right? Because everyone sees that we're starting with this, right? So it'll vary depending on how they interact with us. If they have 2 hand traps, they're gonna be like, oh, no more summon, okay, negate, right? If they don't negate, if they let us get 2 fellows, then we have our regular pivot options that I showed you guys in the videos, where it doesn't matter because you have your additional summon anyway, right? And that's our concern. What you're suggesting is like in other scenarios in which we can just summon the wheel or the tracker, but that's not our issue. Our issue is when we get stopped on these guys, right? And that's our main concern.
There's no other sidekicks you could play that are just like a bit better.
No, I looked at all of them already, and these were the best ones, because like it's just so convenient. This becomes 2 bodies, right? Because this pairs with all of them, right? This gives you the 2 and the 1. If I put any other sidekicks, that they won't convert to anything close to this. Like the 2 best possible next options would be these 2, because they have like a bit of utility, because you can pop a card, right? And then of course the punk engine, but then it requires you to have another card, which means that you can have 3 non-engine, right? And then of course that, but like this doesn't pair with all of them. We need this card to pair with all of these, right? Like don't view the psychics there. Don't view this card. This is the whole point. You're viewing this card as the extender for these cards, and 1 teleport pairs well with any of these guys. Synchro Chase? What happened?
Isn't his Yaman package objectively better, or is your concern because Yaman is a tuner and you want a non-tuner?
Yes, because that means Yaman will only pair with this, right? That's the issue. It only like Xiaomi doesn't pair with this, because then you start going down the rabbit hole of, okay, what are the requirements for that now? You need to play the deer note. You know what I mean?
You could just play like the OG like Psyreflector package if you wanted.
Okay, but then we had to play bricks, right? Like
technically, mutant is a brick.
No. But I'm saying, okay, for the Psyreflector, you would need what? Psyreflector, the beast,
and assault mode.
And assault mode, right? So that's 1 more card that doesn't pair well with Any of them.
But worst case, beast, normal summon with scrap in hand is speeder.
Normal summon this is scrap warrior. With a less brick that you can search another non-tuner with.
I guess, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I get what you're saying.
I just like the versatility. I think the Sire Reflector package, like, it gives you so much of an option.
Yeah, no, but you're viewing the Sire Reflector as like its own potential extender, but we don't need it for that. We need it to pair with these guys because these are our starters. We're trying to mitigate the impact on an early interaction on these guys. Yo, reanimation! Thank you, buddy. Okay, let me what is this?
Surely you play recover.
Recover? Bro!
Old reliable.
Old reliable, yeah, but yeah, that's basically what's here. Oh yeah, we need Chris Drex is in there. Yeah, Chris Ring.
You were so hopeful for Psychic Rover. I remember you were like,
I know, man.
oh my god, this could be so good. You special this, pop cards, normal summon junk, bring it back. It's like,
Dude, I know, I was hyped for it, but yeah. But now it's like, oh shit. I mean, it's still something that we could consider because of teleport. It's like they're gonna want to interact with it. Otherwise, they lose 2 cards, right? Because they can't respond after the fact. What up, Definator? Okay, so I gotta keep explaining myself, bro. I just had like a little fucking pinned message what we're discussing right now at the given moment. We're discussing an early interaction on these guys. And we needed a card that no matter which one we start with, that card can help us pivot. And that's teleport. Because it gives you access to a card that can pair with him, pair with him, pair with him. Basically. Okay, okay, so there's that. Okay, so now we've had 2 variants, right? We have the Bistu variant, which I like this one a lot. It's just so cool. The fact that you can start with this and then later get into the thing. Okay, then now we have the teleport one, right? It's a bit more simplistic. It's a lot more linear, you know. Let's just do some test hands. Because yesterday we were doing test hands and it was doing pretty good. And just try to see. No, nothing came in the mail yesterday. So I last hope is today. Last hope is today. Okay. But keep in mind that this is theory. It's all theory, right? We just have whether it can be implemented or not. That's kind of the thing, right? Okay, this is pretty good. We have our starter and then we have our extender, right? Let's put some on double hand trap. If they solve that, right? And there's some pretty good things you can do with these variations. Because you don't have to go for the line of you'll see what I mean. So you can increase make a herald here if you have access to your fellows, then you're good. But let's say we don't do that, right? There's this other line that I was contemplating and going over, and I was like, oh, this should be able to do something, right? But it always led me to do something really weird, where you can do this. Watch, look. And it's really obscure, which is what I'm a fan of. It's so cool, right? And then you get fellows here at the hand, and then you're like, why would you do that, right? And it's just for obscurity.
You dump the full speed, and then you can ride it with junk because it doesn't get negated.
What up, Andres? Ah, Andres, you came in late. We already tried Rockets, and there was no way it can work, unfortunately.
Then
right?
Lock you a bit too much.
Yeah, right. And right here, this is where you're baiting, right? You're baiting an Ash, assuming they didn't Ash you earlier, right? This is all a form of obscurity. You're presenting situations where, do I stop this? I don't care. I have junk anyway, so it's fine, right? You're fine. You don't care about that. Because then now, if they were to Ash this, okay, you go Herald. You go Herald, reduce Herald, summon junk, you have Lefty Engrave, and you go there. So they have to have 3 hand traps to stop you at that point, right? Which is great. It's so good. Okay, so in this case, we just add junk, add double junk. and you discard the chick, right? Okay, so this hand works. Okay, another example. Here we go. This is so good. This is the extender that we needed, right? Because then we can special the 2, go into scrap, right? So we're 2 for 2, right? So I think we would go. It has to be full speed. This will be the first bait, right? If they droll us here, I think we would still be okay because we have access to speeder anyways, right? We just do this. This will give us fellows, right? And the whole point is just try to bait, right? And because we have this hand in particular, we can. Like, we don't care if this gets ashed, right? Because we already have access to speeder regardless. Awesome. That's 2. Okay, it's 2 for 2. We're gonna do 10. See how many times we brick and we're incapable of comboing. Okay, this is combo, right? This is combo. We do the fucking the damn driver. Not that great. Okay. We go second. We have Charmy, right? This hand works. This is exactly what we needed, and this is what I'm trying to point out. Like, if this gets interacted with, then our second attempt, and then finally our third attempt is gonna be speeder, right? That plays around 3 hand traps, potentially, right? It's all theory. It's variance because everyone will interact at the wrong times and different times, right? And that's the point. So 3 for 3. Because, like, our strength is meant to be consistency, right? Okay, this is fine. Once again, we have this combo, and a lot of the times you're going to be contemplating on what to summon first, right? Whereas in this case, this has more pivots, right? Because if you summon this and it resolves, then you have fellows, then you're fine. If you summon this and this gets stopped, you have the pivot for Stardust. But I think it's better to do this way, I think. Because this will automatically most likely hit an interaction. This will give you this. Right? Because then if they ask you here on this, right? Let's say they didn't resolve, right? Let's say I'll just add stuff that I can discard. Let's just add blanks. But let's say they did something that caused you to. It's fine. We'll just add this. Add this. It's fine. I'll just discard this. Just to say that. Let's just say if it resolved. Then your pivot option would then be this. Right? You just add junk. Oh no shit! Add a fucking scrap. Scrap into scrap warrior. Reduce additional summon. Right? And you pop off. Okay, so that's 4 for 4. That's 4, right? Come on, 3 for 3. Lost count. Okay, this is good. Once again, if they droll us, we have gamma. So you bait the droll first. Okay, you bait the droll first. And in this case, because your pivot option is going to have to be the scrap to get into your fellows, you're going to go for scrap, right? Because if it gets stopped, then you're kind of cooked. Okay, so you go for that. They droll you, you have gamma, right? It works. Is that 4 or 5? I got lost track.
That's 4.
Okay, 4. So 4 for 4. Awesome. This is even better because we have trail. This is even better because we have trail. So good. Because this means that we have immune speeder. So, for example, this is the cool thing about this this deck, because it has so many things to search. So you can, depending on what it is you're playing around, and depending on the matchup, you can search whatever it is that you need. So, for example, let's say we start with this, because we can easily go for this, go for, you know, but we can start with this. Okay, we start with this. Whether they stop it or not, it doesn't matter, right? You can just go increase here, go herald, right? Go herald there, right? That's the easiest thing you can do. But let's say we're trying to bait some more, right? Okay, let's see. Do the Ashu here? I'm not sure. That'd be great for us if he does. Okay, so then we go for this. Go for junk. Discard this because I know we have that. And then now we go herald. So now we're so insulated because we have immune speeder on top of the, what the fuck? Right, so now we're here, right? And we're trying to preserve. We're trying to remember. We don't want speeder to be the second thing we do. We want it to be the third thing we do, because that ensures that we baited for we checked for every can trap, right? Okay, then now we go for this. Okay, so we'll reduce first, just to ensure that we have access. Oh shit! Did I mill illumination? That's a fucking annoying. Okay, so ignore that we milled illumination, because if that happens, you're cooked. But anyways, the whole point is to do this, right? It's to present obscurities, make it as unclear as possible, right? That's the whole point, right? Because now you're here. Because then this would search illumination, right? That would search. Just imagine this is illumination, okay? Just imagine that, okay? And then now you have immune speeder setup, right? And if this fails, you don't care. If they have Niv Imperm, you don't care. Why? Because you have your additional summon, and if they did not Imperm you, it doesn't matter. They're not gonna be able to use Imperm because they have a Nib on board, right? And then you go, okay, summon Junk, revive the lefty, and pop off as a third play, right? So 5 for 5. That's why your mark is better. What do you mean? On your mark? He's talking about on your mark? Once again, this is awesome. We have access to trail this time as well. It's so good. Stop us here. We play with this, right? What does this mean? What does this mean? Oh, I know what we can do. This can be special this. No, it has to be this. Yeah, we go with this. Let me try something. Let me try something. This might be pretty cool. Check this out. If I do that, dump. Hang on, let me see if I can do something cool with this. This is something that we have to consider, because like you're gonna see this card variation, and even though they're one-ofs, you're gonna see them. Okay, so I think it has to be this, right? No, but do I dump? Just a question. No, I have an idea. Actually, let's try this. We have access to both. But what we can do is send Stardust, reduce. Oh, okay, no, it's not. Yeah, it's just it's like this. Is it like this actually? And this. I could have sent some. I could have sent Chick. Then Chick could have triggered here, right? Chick could have triggered there. I remember what is that.
Would you want to play some games so you can actually get a test for the deck?
Hang on. I can do that. Yeah, immune speeder over there. We got fellows because they stopped this guy. Yeah. Okay, so that's 6 for 6. And that's the whole point of the teleport. You go 7. Oh, this works too. Oh, this works. That's okay. That's pretty good. Okay, so that means if we have Foolish to Sun Stardust, we can. Okay, yeah, this works as well. And we have this as well. So 8 for 8. Okay, our first brick. Okay, our first brick. It's interactive. If we go second, we're good. Okay, it's our first brick. Okay, but that's just like that'll happen. That'll happen. It's fine.
Wait, no. If you're going first, what you do? You normal summon droll. Make them think you're playing Yummy. And then they'll go Fualos. Talents draw 2. Profit.
Oh yeah, it's true. But that's so niche. That is so niche. Oh, 7 for 7? Also, are we on 8 now? Are we on 8 now, Delta? But what about the Fua? For fuck, we has Fua as well.
Have you really tried investing into it? Like, what would be the best line if a Fualos...
Okay, so our next one is 9. Okay, this is our 9th attempt. Fualos, what do you mean?
Like, if your opponent uses Fualos and you don't have a way to stop it, like, what do you do to play into it? Do you just try and build your board and hopefully they draw redundancies and no, like, droplet or anything like that?
I mean, I guess you're gonna have to at that point. Like if you have no out, if you have no droll, no ash, no callbar, no grandma, nothing. I think you just have to go. I think you just kind of have to, no? I think you just kind of have to, right?
Which is why I continue to say, I think you should be siding the Manadium trap.
The Manadium trap. Does you mean search it?
Yeah, I still think you need to be siding like Amritara with the trap.
Go thrust for Featherstorm? No, we go thrust for Heavy Slump, bro. That's what we do.
I mean, you could maybe see about playing like 3 main deck like thrusts.
Okay.
And then going second, it's really good. Going first, if you get Fualos, you can go thrust for like Black Goat or something like that.
Yeah.
So that could be an option.
I mean, or we could do the old strat where we go into One Day of Peace, where we guaranteed to live next turn, right? Like they can clear our board, but like if we have our dragons coming back the following turn, right, and we get to live, like that used to be insane because they couldn't kill us, they couldn't go OTK or anything. Okay, well this is combo, but it's very weak.
Remember,
So I just put 9 out of 10.
If you play Jet Warrior, you can bounce whatever you set with thrust going first.
Yeah, it's what we did with in Master Duel, where we would have bounced. Hang on.
The card destruction.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess for Charmy, we just. Like thrust, I guess. But like if you're playing thrust, right? Then. I guess
you could also just put in the main deck Dark Rulers.
Yeah, you could do that. Which I don't mind board breakers in this deck. Like that's why we have so many one card combos. Is to be able to have as much non-engine as possible in our opening hand, because we can function off 2 or 3 cards, right? And we have like 3 cards to to be fine. I don't know. But yeah, okay, this is pretty cool. Now we can move on to a different variant. Let's see.
Road Warrior?
Road Warrior. Is it? Wait,
no, Road Warrior is only playable in Genesis because you have Dandy, right?
Because what?
Wasn't Road Warrior only played because of Dandy in like Genesis, or I'm wondering how you make it here, because I know it can you can cheat out like
no, you would have to play with Space Connector. What up, Polar? What up, Pumpkin Pie? Yeah, it has an alt art. Hang on. Hang on, hang on. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to take care of something. Okay, what did I say I was gonna, what we're gonna build after this? Was it Mitsu? The Mitsu variant. Oh no, the Tengu situation. Okay, yeah. Because initially I thought Tengu was gonna be like insane. I was like, oh my god, Tengu. But my issue with Tengu is that Polar wants to do, but you already solved that the yummy build, no? So what did you end up on your yummy build, Polar? Send me the code. Send me the deck code, and then I'll download it into this, and then we'll take a look at it, and then you can break it down. Yeah, because Polar was suggesting a yummy Synchron build yesterday, and we couldn't figure it out. But then he took time after, and then I think he solved it. I'm not sure. But until then, I'll just do this now for now. Because the good thing about Tengu is that it's a resilient non-tuner, right? So what I like about it is that, hang on, let me just get the key components, right? You would need that, right? And the good thing I like about this is this. Well, check it out, because we have access to this. Because we would have to play this because Scrap can substitute any Synchron, which means you can bounce. But of course, it requires you to have more cards to function. But that's with any deck, right? The more cards you have, the better it is chance you have at being resilient. While having the one card combo within the Stardust, right? So it'll be a very toolboxy approach, for sure. Of course, you would just, whether we max this out or not, because it just seems like so good to pair Tengu with this. And you need hang on. Because then do you need overtake though? That's the question. Would you need overtake?
You wouldn't mind overtake,
right?
You'd at least play Jet. I think you'd have to play Jet then for sure.
I mean, do we need Jet though? I mean, it gets us a search. Assuming we like let's say we start our turn with like this over into a board, right? Let's just try to depict a scenario, right? And I think in the Tengu build, you would play Rev for sure. For sure, you would play Rev because it gives you the option to nuke before you do anything, which is insane, right? Let's say because like this means that Tengu with multiple tunings or just Synchron access means that you can go Black Rose, Chain 1, Chain 2, get the other Tengu, and then go this and Speeder, right? Like that seems like pretty insane. Or if you have access to overtake, you can choose to not nuke, right? Or if they imperm your Black Rose, you can pivot into SD, right? With the Tengu floating, right? So I think that's the strength with the Tengu variant. I think the ability to utilize all of the synchros. What else are we missing from here? Because this is your primary summon, I'm not sure if you still play this little righty, right? Because then there'll be too many conflictions. And then of course, the issue then becomes, do you play full speed as well, right? And the answer is yes, because you would need to play Ancient Fairy, right? So Ancient Fairy is the reason why you can play both. Right? Because this can summon either or. If you start with this, you summon this. If you start with this, you summon this, right? That's like the way you would do it. Reinforcements. Because this is still a one card combo, right? And you still want them. Yeah, I think for whatever reason this variant seems a bit more intuitive. It seems a lot easier to structure. It seems. Okay, so we do this. So this will be here. Because no matter what, where did I put this? Bugging me. We'll put this here. Yeah, no matter what, Scrap will always pair with either of these, which is great, right? Be great. Okay, and the one thing I like as well is that you will be able to play droll plates, because droll plate can then send the Tenki, send the Tengu, and it's like free. It's basically free, so which is the cool thing I like about this build. But but that's the point, right? We're just trying to figure out, okay, where does Synchron fit, right? And then eventually, towards the end, we'll just pick and choose what we want. What I feel like I'm missing. Oh yeah, Stardust, Foolish. I feel like I'm missing something. I'm not sure what exactly it is though. And for sure, this build can use droll the way we intend to use droll without being affected, because you get the non-tuner with this. So at the moment you have access to speeder and you have access to this, you don't care about droll because you can draw yourself. So let's allocate the cards we need. Okay, so for sure you need Charmy, right? For sure you need Charmy, and then of course you need Ash to stop Charmy, right?
I think I wouldn't mind Small World in this variant, but that might just be me.
Yeah, I mean, we have a one-card combo, so yeah, I don't mind it. Small World only thrives on a one-card combo deck, I think. And because we do have a one-card combo within full speed, I think it's fine. But we'll get to that.
Don't forget, full speed is a wind, so you can Small World, like, charm... oh no, you can't charm me into Tengu into full speed because they're all wind.
We're going past the threshold. Calm, stay calm. I know you want 40, but okay, it's okay to go above 40, bro. The reason we play tactics is because it's almost as good as call by crossout, because it doesn't stop the Charmy, but if you get drolled, you just snipe the best card out of their hand, and then you can possibly sustain yourself somehow, right?
Obviously, depending what their hand is, but yeah.
Yeah. Mitsu of Paladin. What's a decent size for this deck? I'm playing 3 Meows, Dark Ruler, Evenly, Trust. Well, it'd just be board breakers, right? It would just be board breakers.
Yeah, side and hand traps is a little bit weird.
Is it with Dragon Rulers, and then with Bestials and White Buster, Collapse Serpent had minor problems. Yeah, Serial Killer. Yeah, I can see how that can be a bit of an issue, because then that would mean that you need to have the lights and darks in the graveyard. It's very tricky. That is only good with Overtake or Foolish, since it doesn't utilize a normal summon. Yeah, 40 cards is for weak people. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, majority of it is OCD, and it gives you a sense of accomplishment because you were able to do something that is widely accepted, right? So you feel like you're inclusive, you're being included in whatever it is that the philosophy of maintaining a 40 card build, right? Yeah. But I've moved way past that, because I've been in a situation where I would just abide by 40. My OCD would just not let me go above 40 at all, right? It was just like, it's a nightmare. It's so stressful because there's so many things you want to play, and you're like, I can't play it because I have to play 40. Fuck, what do I do, man? And then you have to be very peculiar with your ratios. You have to. It's like, it's a game of variance, bro. Like it's gonna work if you want it to work, it'll work. If it doesn't, then it's just not gonna work. With the exception of playing a meta deck, right? Which means you don't have to add all this fluff for a meta deck, because that's why it's meta. It's the best in every aspect of the game, so you don't have to add or supplement for its weaknesses, right? So that's where it's different. Whereas we kind of have to do that. Why we get supplement. Anyways, okay. What else am I missing for the? I mean, Gamma. I could play Gamma, but this deck doesn't really care for droll, so we're mostly gonna be concerned with Charmy. What up, Polar?
What's up?
Okay. Wait, can you guys hear Nick? Is Nick too low? Because I hired Polar yesterday.
I'm not saying anything right now,
It was a bit too low on the stream.
Okay, let me hire him. Okay, let's try that. What about Polar? Is Polar loud enough? I know I hired him yesterday, but I want you guys to be able to hear him. Yeah, Nick is kind of low, right? Yeah. Okay, let me try this. Okay, it should be better. It should be much better now. Okay, Polar is fine. Okay, so that means he must be way louder than... Well, if he's too loud, let me know. I just hired him. Okay, Okay, now we're here. Okay, so what are we missing? Okay, overtake. I think overtake is gonna be over. Every single time I play Tengu, I feel inclined to play the witch, because it's so free, right? And if you open up witch and Tengu, or witch and Tanky, or sinful spoiled and Tanky, it just feels so free. I'm assuming you have either of this, right? You have this or this as well. Okay, so then this will be here. Let's put this. How do I arrange this? Here. Let's put this over here. This is bugging me right here. Fuck. Okay, I'll arrange it later. I'll arrange it later. Okay. Oh shit! I just noticed that I freaking didn't change the freaking layout when I was doing the test hands. I think I would only religiously go 40 if I'm in a malice format where I lose if I don't open Lancia. Bro, the amount of times I open up Lancia versus Malice playing a 50+ card deck is insane. I would draw Lancia or Charmy, like, damn. Like in a 60 card build, it seems like I always draw Charmy. I know the logical explanation is you'll see it less, but I don't know. I see it way. I still see it as often. Isn't servant needed here? Nah, you don't need servant. I mean, you could search it, right? But then, you know, I guess servant isn't as bad because you have scrap, right? Because scrap, you use normal servant. If you draw servant, it's still combo. It's a weak combo, but nonetheless, it is combo, right? And in this case, we need, what else do we need? Oh, we need scrap for sure. We need scrap. I'm not sure how important Herald is here though, right? Because normally Herald is important because of the Righty Driver, because we can go Herald with Righty and then go Fellows. But that means that the extra deck will be far different than this one for sure, because it's already different. We're playing Ancient Fairy, which means that you can summon either or, right? You gotta believe, bro. That's all it is. It's a full of variants, right? Like, what if you draw? Okay, what if you draw Lancia in your 40 card build, but then they cover the grave you? That's fucking hilarious. Because that means that you drew your Lancia, but you lost it anyways. So like, you know, Master do a coding program. Be like, yeah, I keep seeing pre-prep plus mirror playing 60. It's such a bullshit. It's the algorithm, bro. Master Duel, Dueling Book, Omega, Dueling Nexus, they all abide by the same algorithm. And it warps deck building, because you draw the engine requirements because they're at 1. You don't want to see them. You want to sequence into them. But because of the way the algorithm is, it'll give you them all the time, so that you'll be testing with the handicap essentially, which is annoying, right? So that's why I disregard some of the statistics within the process of deck building, because it's more of an intuitive approach at that point. Because okay, I'm drawing this, but how likely is it to see this, right? Of course, it's not ideal, but it's an insane engine requirement that can help you increase your variance, in which you can deal with certain situations a lot better, instead of being stuck at a particular point and not having the option to pivot, right? And that's my reason for draw. What up, Quasar? What up, Aqua? Yeah. Believe me, there's been so many times where I'm like, yeah, but it's like, what else we got, you know? What else do we got? If he tries that, we'll get the #1 chat round. Wait, what? Nothing. If you just joined, we just finished the other variant. So now we have the bestial variant. I guess the pure variant. So we have 3 builds. The pure one, where it's very cookie cutter. I showed you guys that on stream yesterday. It's timestamped, so if you want to check it out, go check it out. I can show it right now as well. And then the bestial variant, and then the pivot option with teleport, and then now we're doing a tengu variant. That's crazy, huh? The amount of engines that supplementary variants that we can do. Pretty crazy. What else am I missing? Okay, so we have this. It's our 1-card combo. I'm not sure if we actually need triple scrap. I think 2 will be fine. We have tuning anyways, right? You know what I completely forgot about is this guy's other effect, where if any of your let me see. If a monsters you control that mentions Junk Warrior or is a Synchro monster with Warrior in its original name would be destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can banish this card instead. So I completely overlooked that. I was like, oh, that does that too? That means it protects your Warrior if you were to be destroyed. It protects this guy, right? If they try to like Mirakuma you or something. It stops Charge Warrior from being destroyed, Junk Warrior Extreme, Satellite Warrior. That's pretty crazy. I would leave because I dislike Mitsu with a passion. Sick of seeing it in every fucking day. Oh my god. It is also at 2:30 in the morning, so may also be because of time. Yeah. Oh shit, dude. I'm gonna try to schedule this to where I can possibly stream at nighttime. So okay. Can you guys do me a favor? Can you put the time zone for you guys right now? So I have like a broad idea of what time it is around there. Just spam your time zones, just so I know I have an idea. Then I have to kind of be considerate that maybe it'd be better to stream at night, my nighttime. But if you're night owls, then I guess it's fine because you have something to watch. So what? No, I mean like the time. Like say it's like for me, it's 9:30 a.m. right now, in Australia. It's 9:30 a.m. for me. I think we should do a Castira, Bestial, Mitsurugi, Junk, Warrior. Oh my god, let's just put everything, bro. Let's put everything. 2:32 a.m. Dolphinator, a night owl, bro. Oh, Canada. That's the fellow Canadian, Nick. Okay, 32 minutes. That's not so bad. That's in the evening. That's not so bad. Okay, I don't feel as bad. I don't feel as bad for Delta, but I feel pretty bad for Dolphinator. Dolphinator's 2 a.m., bro. 10:30 Charlie. That's 10:30 Brazil. Okay, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. I normally go to sleep around 11, 12. You know, but Dolphinator's like taking the cake right now, dude. He's freaking a night owl. Rage quit? 1:30 a.m. Holy fuck! That's pretty close to Dolphinator. Yeah. You guys are wild, bro. You guys are wild. I just gotta doubt this room, bro. Leon, 2:30. Is that AM or PM? If it's PM, I'm okay. I don't feel as bad. But if it's AM, I'm sorry, bro. Bro, I'm trying to find the list for tomorrow, bro. I have Locust tomorrow. Oh shit. So it's the same time zone as a Duffinator, bro. Costa Rica. 1930, that would be what? Math. That's 5-hour difference, so it'd be 12, it'd be... That'd be... Fuck. 7? 7 p.m.? Right? What are bolts? 2:30? Is that AM? 2:30 in the morning? Man, you guys are freaking wild, bro. Thank you. I appreciate you guys being here, bro. Okay. Bolts for life, bro. The lightning bolt. It's like wild. These are wild. Okay, let's see. What do I need? What do I need? Okay, let's first think of how our sequence will unravel, okay? Hakai, 1:30 a.m., another UK, 0 km, Japan, Brody, say you're playing into a board, you normal summon Trail, and you use Scrap to Special Summon Jet Warrior, Chain Block with Trail. What would you need to extend past that? Good question. You would need... Oh my god. Okay, so we can lab that out, but we'll get to that. Actually, no. Let's get to that first. Let's see where that gets us. Hang on. 135. No, it was 134. Okay, let's say, okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so what would you need, right? What would you need? What would you need? Let's see, let's figure it out. No shuffle, start. Let's see, let's see. We'll see that because that is something that we can consider. Okay, so let's say we start with this, right, and we go into this. Imagine if Speeder was like a junk Speeder Warrior or something. Junk Speeder Warrior. That'd be so cool because that means we could chain block. That means we would always chain block with Trail. Right, so we'll get the token here. Okay, so right here, your pivot option would be tuning, Stardust, overtake, rev. Okay, let's get this into our hand. Hang on. So let's look at the potential extender. So we'll put tuning because that can give us any of the synchrons. Let's put fellows because that can give us fellows, right? And then of course overtake. So I think it would have to be any of these 3 spells. I'm pretty sure. Because this equates to any of the synchrons. So let's try that. So 1, 2, 3. This 5? Yeah, it's 5. Counting. Okay, let's see. So if we do that, right? Any of these will do it, I guess. So we go this, right? Okay. So we trigger Trail, right? Okay, so at this point... okay, so let's start with tuning. Because tuning is the one that gets us I think, the most... out of everything. So we can go for... Okay, it's not Jet. It's not Rev. I mean, it's not Jet or it's not Scrap. It's... What does this give us? If we go this, what does that mean? We go into Marcher. Marcher then revives who? Marcher then revives this. Right? At which point... Okay, so this is the Marcher line. Or this is a Ham line. Assuming we have another card to discard for it. But then Ham would be reviving... What? Ham would have to revive the Assault. At which point you have that'd be Ham and 2. That's Excel, or it's a 7. It's not junk because we don't have an additional summon. It's Rev. Rev can go into Asti. Asti then revives that. At which point... Oh, let's try something. Let's try something. Oh my god. Okay, let's try something. I keep forgetting to change the freaking layout. Hang on. It just looks so bad when I don't change the layout. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, so that goes for that. Let's just put Marcher in here, just because, you know, just for the sake of it. Marcher there. 7 there. And then what would we need? We need a 2. We need a level 2. Well, let's see how this goes. Let's see. Okay, so we start with Trail. Because then that would mean, would we consider to no, but I'm not sure if we would consider maxing out Trail, because Trail is only good as an extender, but it's a pretty damn good extender. But opening it with nothing else is it's kind of cooked. Okay, so let's say we do this, right? Let's say we go tuning, because this can literally be any tuner that we want, because we know that this is Marcher, right? Okay, let's start from 2. Let's start from low to high. So we'll start with this first. Okay, so we start with this. Right? That gives us Marcher. What would we need to do here? What would we need to do here? Just have to revive this. At which point, we have a level 6 access, right? It's a level 6. So this is a tuner, so it won't work. This can then revive the Assault. Now we're here. This is a tuner. Oh shit! Oh shit! Let's go! Look at this! We have Immune Speeder! Shit. Oh crap! That's insane! We have Immune Speeder here. That's a clear mind moment, bro. That's a fucking clear mind when they fucking put that shit on. Let
the spirit of all dual monsters now spread its wings and soar to new heights where it can be transformed.
Look, and then we can still. Oh shit! I forgot to fucking switch the fucking thing. Hang on. There we go. And then we can trigger the Assault revive, assuming we want to revive a SD. Or we can keep that later, but it's fine. We'll just do that. The question is whether we need that other level 8, right? Right? Let's just not summon it yet. We'll keep it in the graveyard. And then we go 1, 2, 3. All right, it's not bad. Actually, it's not bad. Okay, so yeah, so Assault's a pretty good extender. Well, I guess we'll add this because we already have Trail. So we'll just add fellows, right? And then now we're here. Okay, so if we start Trail and Scrap into a bounce, watch, which is forcing a bounce, right? Which means we'll have a token, right? So that's not bad. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, then right here you can just do whatever you want, right? Of course, this will get banished. We can synchro this, search for a servant, but then that's going down a rabbit hole and adding more engine requirements. But yeah, you could go. Oh no, this search is junk. Yeah, this goes into 6, search junk, have an additional summon. Yeah, that works. Play converter, planet. What up? Oh, hey. All right, definitely, everybody. Have a good night. have a good night. I was about to say something funny, bro. Okay, Brody. I read you. Holy fuck! Did I just cook? This is Brody. This is Brody handing me a recipe. Is this good? I need a little work. And then And then we just turn it into this. Oh my god. Hilarious. No, I did pretty good. I figured. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, now let's do Rev. Let's do Rev. Okay, let's do Rev. Let's do Rev. Why? And that's what these decks are so loved, right? This is the so cool. It's like the things you can find out is awesome. But yeah, I think if you're playing like a level 4 engine, like Tengu or Trail, right? Because that would mean that this is insane. Like that means you can have Trail as an actual normal summon because you don't have to normal summon the scrap, right? So you're instantly bait, right? And if they get rid of this somehow, the Trail token's there to tribute for this guy to revive it, right? And yeah. Okay, now let's go for Rev, right? Let's go for Rev. I'm not sure if Rev's gonna be as good though. Well, I could be wrong, but let's see. Let's see what this guy does. Let's go. Let's revive this guy.
Let the spirit evolve! Dual monsters now spread its wings and soar to new heights where it can be transformed.
Okay, so we're in the same situation where we can trigger Trail, right? But it's a matter of what do we get rid of? Do we get rid of the token or do we get rid of this? Because no matter what, we have the level 1 within Rev to go for the speeder. So regardless, it doesn't matter. It's all speeder. It's all it means speeder. I'm just trying to think if there's a way where we can tribute this, triggers that. That means I can save this for later. But that means that this can be substitute anything else. Let's just get rid of the token and see what happens if we get. No, but we need more non-tuners. We'll have that as well, though. Because the issue I thought we were gonna have is how do we trigger Trail, right? And my initial thought was, oh, we'll just trigger it with SD's effect. But I completely forgot this guy tributes. It doesn't send. I was like, oh, yeah, that's tributes. That triggers Trail. Okay, so that now we go effective this. I guess we get rid of this. Get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. Because at this point we can chain, right? We can chain for a synchro. So assuming they go like nib or something, we can quick synchro. Yeah, and then we just have this as follow up, right? And we go immune. It's an obscure situation, so who knows where they'll interact, right? And that's kind of what we thrive off. We want to make sure that we make a miss. Okay, then we go speeder.
Now with the power of summon speeder.
Let me summon 1, 2. Oh, then now we have to determine what we summon back. So I think we go for this because I think somewhere we can go into Excel. Excel will dump this, right? That's like my logic. Yeah, then once we're here, we have access to fellows. Yeah, so tuning works as well. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so if you open up Trail and Scrap and you want to force an interaction with Jet Bounce, you need tuning to be able to do any of this. Okay, cool. So what if we start Stardust though? I don't think it works to Stardust as good though. I don't think it works as good, but we'll see. Oh, wrong one. Because we can just go in speeder, but we don't do that. That's just not correct. So we go bounce, chain 1, chain 2, get a token. Yeah, I think it has to be Rev or Assault, because Stardust is so vulnerable, I think. Because if that'll be what? That's 1, that's 3, that'd be 5, right? That'd be 5 summons. Oh no, that's 4 summons. Because Trail, Jet, Token, that's 3. Okay, that's 4 here. So we go effective this. The question is, do we trigger? Well, Well, let's see. Because this is kind of scary because that means that if they have nib, we're not going to be able to reduce the synchro. Right? So this will have to add this to get the additional summon. So if they don't interact here, if the nib is here, we're kind of in trouble. Because that means we don't have a synchro to reduce for fellows to be able to gain the additional summon. And we don't have a level 2 to revive that can give us access to speeder. So this plays around a multitude of hand traps, but not Nibiru. That's the issue. Test the deck in casual mode. I don't like playing casual mode because people just quit and I'm like, oh, it seems like a waste. And plus, we're just going over theory. Remember, this is just all theory. We're trying to understand the deck first, so then we can implement it into actual gameplay. But we can't, you know what I mean? Otherwise, you're going to be implementing an unfulfilled theory, right? Which is, I guess, the entire concept, I guess, but still. I like to really know what I'm doing and not just like, oh, do this. I like to understand it. to really take into account every possibility. Otherwise, I'll disregard it because I didn't know that I can do this instead, right? Like, let's say I'll play and then I'll get discouraged because I didn't see the entirety of the sequence that I could possibly have done. And then I'll disregard it and like, oh shit, okay, no, this is not good. But what if it is good? I just didn't know the entirety of the potential of it, you know? Yeah, and the nib, it is what it is sometimes. You can't really do much about it. Okay, but once we're here, right? Once we're here, we have access to this. Yeah, I think... Yeah, I think the best one is going to have to be Assault and Rev, for sure. What if you tribute Jet instead of the token? Let me see. So you want to tribute the token instead? I mean the Jet. Okay, let's see. No, but then you need the synchro to reduce, right? That's the whole thing with fellows. No, yeah, we know it's speeder, but we're trying to give it get an immune speeder, right? That's the whole thing. Because if we do this, right? Let's say we do. Oh, actually. Okay, so we start this, right? Start this mill. We go. So this is gonna be 4 summons, right? 4 summons here. Trail, Jet, token. Start this. That's 4 summons. Okay, so do we? Okay, so in order to play around Nib, we would have to not trigger the trail, right? I mean, it's immune speeder, but it's a little bit. Watch, you see what I mean? Like okay, you see. So let's say we do both, right? Let's say we do both. So we do this. We would have to add this, right? Right? We'd have to. Yeah, we'd have to add this, and then summon the starters from deck, and that's immune speeder, right? Because if we add this, odds are if they have nib, we're not gonna be able to use this. Well, we're not gonna be able to use the additional summon, is what I'm saying. Unless what? Unless what? It'll all vary depending on where they do it. That's the thing. So it's very hard to gauge or anticipate on where they interact because it's so obscure. Like we don't know where they'll interact. But I think it has to be this, right? This will give you a immune speeder. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do it now. This will fill it. So we'll do SD, right? Remember, you don't want to go speeder here. You could go speeder here, but you want to. If you can go SD, then you go SD, right? That's kind of the whole thing. Okay, so the way this works is this will revive the scrap that you used earlier, right? And because you have a level 1 non-tuner, and because you control a synchro that mentions Stardust Dragon, you can summon the Stardust monster instead of sending it to the graveyard, right? So then you just do it here. So you special it here. And this is the immune speeder. So if they had interactions like -1s, like Ash, Imper, and Vela, that type of stuff, then it makes it weird for them, because then now it doesn't matter. Speed is resolving, right? Because then you just go into SD effect, and then you go immune speeder here, right? That's how you do it. But I was trying to find a way if we can play around Nib. That was my thing. Like we can go speeder. It's easy there. We have speeder regardless. Like all of the Synchrons give you speeder, but I wanted to make sure that we were able to do immune speeder, right? Because then now we just go this 1, 2, 3, and then right here will be determined by the extra deck, right? What do we do? What's our next move? You know, and then we have this to revive, tribute this, make a 8, right? But that's the whole point. But yeah, it works with Trail. Trail's pretty good. Just revive a Synchro. You could revive a Synchro, yeah. Okay, so it works. Yeah, Trail and Scrap, you need tuning to be the extender. Okay. But okay, so let's move this back over here. Okay, so now we need the rest of the extra deck, right? Because the theory is there, right? That's the best thing we can do with deck building. Theory is there. If it works, if it doesn't, that'll be determined by the variance that you have on that day. Whether you win a dice roll, whether you lost dice roll, whether they brick, whether you brick, right? Whether they interact at the wrong time. There's so many variables that go into you doing well at an event. But something that you have to have in place is theory. What are you meant to be doing, right? Okay, so then for sure we need... Okay, so if we're doing like a more toolboxy approach, right? Meaning we want to be able to like bait with bounce. What's our pivot for that, right? Because let's say we do that, right? For example, let's say we start with Tengu, right, into a board. We would need as a form of extension. Let's use the same cards. We'll use the same cards, okay? So these two alongside the fellows. Okay. So, okay, let's say go in second into a board, right? This is just this doesn't have to be that. We're just gonna use it as an easy access, so we can just utilize them every single time. Okay, so now going second into a board, our first move will then be the jet bounce, right? This is gonna be our first move. So chain 1, chain 2, right? Whether they interact there, we don't know, right? But we're forcing something. Okay. This can be revived. It's a bit specific in what you need to do to revive it, which is tributing a level 2 or lower. This has to be removed in a particular way, where it has to either be shuffled into the deck, or yeah, shuffled into the deck, or flip face down, right? So any of these can help us extend. So, for example, our next move would then have to be either tuning, which is where we're gonna get into it, right? We're gonna see what we can do with the first one, second one, and third one. But I think in this case, Assault can get us into a 7, or it can get us into a 6. And then we have to consider whether we play Rage Roads or not, whether we play a 6 that can... What? 6, I think Rage Roads can get us more, because it can give us access to another form of extension. Because we'll have access to Vengeful and Twilight and then Tengu. So then it makes it even more obscure, right? So now we're doing all the sequencing that they don't know exactly how to interact. Whether they book this, whether they get rid of it, and then you don't have the second float. Of course, that's something that we have to account for. But I think it would have to be this, right? It has to be this. I think this is the best one, because this gives us Look. I think Rev is probably the best one. If we start with Tengu Scrap. Oh shit! I hang on. Let me readjust the deck. Hang on. I can't be milling that Tengu. Okay. We'll just mill tuning off tuning. Oh, we'll do that. Okay, so let's say we play Black Rose. Assuming we do play Black Rose, because I think Black Rose and Tengu just seems insane. Right? What else am I missing? We'll go into Asti, into Cristo. Yeah, we'll try this. Let's try this. Okay. Okay, let me... Okay, so let's do this. So remember, we're going into a board. Okay, this is into a board. We're sequencing our turn into a board, okay? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Cookie into this will be kind of cooked. If they Cookie Yummy or our Tengu is gonna be kind of annoying. Okay, so now we're here. Okay, so we forced the bounce. We can potentially go battle phase, right? But if we don't want to, we just go tuning into this, right? We can go Black Rose Nuke Attempt, right? Let them think that, oh, we're going all in, right? They impermit, they Valor it, they droplet it, it's fine, we don't care. But we have one more push with the Rev, right? But let's say we go for the SD line, right? I think the SD line might be a bit better. Because it gets us to Immune Speeder and we have access to 2 tuners, right? So we go Effect. We get access to this. And once we're here, it makes it really weird for them. Because we can dodge anything, right? And whenever you go second, you're going to have to be utilizing a multitude of cards, right? We're not, like, of course, we'll start with our 1-card combos if we can. But into a board, you have to sequence your hand in a way where you can out-resource them. Right, that's the whole point. And these are some of the options that we have, which is pretty good because we're forcing. We can revive this, right? And we can make it even more obscure. We can go into Excel, right? Excel Synchron, send Stardust, right? But I think the best thing is at this point, after we've sequenced our turn, we just go into Immune Speeder, right? So that would be the strength within the Tengu variant, I think. Its ability to go second in this way, right? Where you force responses. Okay, so there's be one. Oh, am I gonna have room? Am I gonna have room? I don't have room for the Tengu. Fuck. I have to summon for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have this. Oh, I guess it's fine. I guess it's fine. I guess it's fine. It's whatever. Okay. And then now we're here, right? Because like, I think the issue with most is that they try to go speeder consistently, but they don't try to account for the fact that there's gonna be at least one interaction that you have to deal with, that you have to bait first, and quite consistently you'll have to face a second interaction, which is why the third thing has to be speeder, right? In that order, you have to try to bait, extend, and then finally, if they have 3 hand traps or 3 interactions, then okay, fine, fair enough. Fuck. What do we do? What else do we do? What up, Francois? Yeah, of course. Yoda Smolder. Yeah, okay, so I showed you a pure. If you go back, if you check out yesterday's stream, I go over the pure, like the cookie cutter, like no bricks, just streamlined, just consistency. It should be timestamped. If you can't find it, let me know, and then I'll just cover it, I guess, again. You like using board breakers? Tell that to Crystron when they spell canceller you. Fuck! If you get cast as the spell canceller, it's really scary, bro. Okay, so yesterday I was cooking the RDA cards, and I'm going off of 1 card combos. So the new Power Vice Dragon 1 card is insane. What it can do. I'll try to get that video finished by the end of the week, so I can showcase it. I'm just going like down. I'm basically going for every level. What happens if you add a level 1? What happens if you have a level 2, level 3, etc. And I'm the same process I did for Synchron. I'm doing it for RDA. So it'll be very comprehensive and it'll be thorough. So you understand what to do here, what to there. Yeah, it'll come out later of the week. Yeah, but I mean, what can you do? That's the point of the game. The point of the game is to be interacted with, right? Your job is to try to have a plan in place, have an objective to reach, right? That's the best thing you can do. If they have a counter for it, that is the point of Yugioh, right? But it's better to have a plan to try to be resilient as possible, right? That's the best thing you can do. And within Yugioh, most people get jaded because they keep losing, or they keep getting cooked. You know, but that's the nature of the game. You're gonna lose, and then the best thing you can do is just to try again. Because one of the best examples I had was I took it when I took RDA last year to my OTS championship. I took the exact same list the previous day, the previous day to locals. I got cooked, but I knew that the deck was good. I was like, no, this I just got so unlucky, and that's all. That's what the game is. It's a bunch of variants, and I could have changed it based off that result. I could have just changed it altogether, but no, I knew that it's still good. I just got extremely unlucky. The next day, I took it to the OTS championship, and I should have won. I keep saying this story, but I should have won, except I got cooked out of time. This is before the time rules change. I had full board, game 3, full control. He has like 2-3 cards. He's losing. Time is called. I lose. But yeah, it's the best thing you can do is have a theory in place and try to implement it as best you can, right? The RDA support is insane. Before this, you had 2 things to do: make red Supernova with 2 sets, or Dispatter, Bane, Abyss, Red Zone. Yeah. Definitely not. Just got my power. Fellow says he's excited to build the hard second board break Warrior TK. Oh my god. Believe in hard cards. No, you have to implement both. You have to have belief that you'll get lucky and they'll get unlucky, and you have to have a plan in place. Those two have to go hand in hand, and that's how you just end up winning tournaments. When you have a plan in place, theory that you thought of thoroughly, and of course luck, because that is a big factor in the game as well. Okay. But yeah, that's the whole theory between Tengu, right? Let me see what happens if I do this, because hang on, let me see. I want to see if I'm able to do it. Because if I have these two, right? $207. Let me see. So you go tuning first, because the moment they see that you have Tengu, they'll be like, oh, I'll just ask this, right? So this makes it more obscure. Okay, so let's say we do this. Let me go Ancient Fairy. Right, they'll have to determine whether they interact with this guy. So we'll go Ancient Fairy here. Right, so now we're here. Okay, so what we can do is just place a hard to Nibiru though, because I can go into Crystal Wing here, but that means that what does that mean? What does that mean? Crystal Wing. I think just go special this, yeah. I guess we're disregarding Nibiru. We're just trying to see if it's possible to make it Keep it as obscure as possible. Okay, then we go that. So now we're here, right? Now we're here. What does this mean? That was 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, is it 4 summons? Oh, we're good. We're under nib then, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. Okay. Oh yeah, we're under nib. Nice. Okay, so we don't get nibbed yet. Nice. Awesome. Okay. So we'll get this. Oh my god, we can get this as well. But I think in this case we have to go for this. Is it this, Stardust? What does that mean though? Because that means I have to reduce this so I can't go into... No, I got it. We do this. I think we do this. We go like this. I got it. Check this out. This plays around nib, right? So we have to discard this. Okay, so we right away reduce so we can gain the additional summon, right? So we have the additional summon now. Okay, then now this gives us this, and then this will search our junk. At the hand, so we have our additional summon, and we have a tengu float as well. Okay, then now hang on, what the fuck just happened? Oh yeah, I can't mill for Rev because it has to be a level 7 or higher. That is cool. Rarely does that come up. Fuck! I just cooked myself. Okay. Oh shit. Okay, yeah, it needs to be the level 7 higher dragon. Otherwise, I can't use the effect. Oh wow. Okay, that's kind of plays into nib more then. That is cool. Nice. I think my board. Let me remember what I ended on. The best thing I can do with one card with PVD is Dispatter, Abyss, CBD, Supernova, Red Rain, Gaia, Beast, and Regain. With just one Power Vice Dragon. Okay, let's see. I guess. Damn, that's cooked, because the whole purpose is to play around nib. Fuck. Hang on, let me try again. Let's do this. This will give me access to Rev. Right, is there a way to do it actually? I'm not sure there's... Okay, this is 2 summons. So 2, 3, this is Yugioh Omega. And once again, did I forget to switch overlays? I fucking did I? No, I didn't. Okay, cool. Okay, so now we're here, right? Go for this here. That'll give us access to fellows. Right? Yeah, fellows. So that's 4. I guess we just do this then. No, I can't do this first. I can't reduce first. I almost made the same mistake twice. Okay. Is it? It's just this then. It might just be this. It might just be this. And I think I'm okay with this, I guess. Actually, it might be okay. Yeah, it's okay. I think it has to be Stardust. Because then now we're able to get the additional summon now, which is perfectly fine. Okay, now we're here, right? And then now we go. All right, we'll do this. So this will be our first attempt at immune speeder, right? So we'll do this. This will give us illumination, right? So now once we're here, okay, this is yeah, okay, then we can do it. Yeah, this works. We're not gonna revive anything, but I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah, it's okay. It's very odd, but it's fine. The point is to insulate speeder or just pressure the fact that we can go into speeder. Okay, now we're here. So now we can do rev. Okay, now we can do rev. Okay, so remember, we still have our additional summon and we haven't gone speeder yet. So all of the things before speeder is how we're trying to bait. Yeah. Yeah, so if then if you hear, you're fine. You just go, okay, main phase 2. Summon junk. Speeder? Yeah, bro. Okay, yeah, that works. Okay, so if we open up both with tuning, I think we're fine. Yeah, okay, that works. I'm actually kind of liking the Tengu build. It seems like it's pretty versatile. Fourth rev, fifth crystal. Wait, what do you mean? No, Chris. The rev would be the fifth summon, right? Because you have to remember, the moment we summon this, full speed is our fourth summon. If we go rev mill, we potentially lose to nib there because we can't mill and reduce at the same time, right? That's our issue. Yeah, we need the extra. That's what we're trying to figure out there. Okay, well, I think this is fine actually. I don't mind this. I feel like I'm missing something though. Anything within the engine that I need? Oh yeah. I wasn't sure if we needed 3 of this. That's what it was, right? I think 2's fine. Yeah, I think 2 should be fine. 2 should be fine. Yeah, I think 2's fine. 2 should be fine. Yeah, I guess we can do that too, right? We can do that too, I guess. Hang on, let me see. Let's see. Let me see. Do this. Oh fuck! Hang on, I have to rearrange it because the Tengu's next. And then, oh no. Yeah, Tengu's next. I have to rearrange this. Okay, so let's do this. And now we go for rev. Tuning is a classic, and it'll always happen. It's just how it is. I mean, it's fixed in this order, but like in IRL, it just happens as well. Okay, so I know this. Okay, so this is 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay. We have to use this effect before we can do it, right? We have to go fellows here. And then we have to do this first. Okay, so let's say we don't, right? Add this. Discard this. Okay, so we'll threaten nib here, right? Is that weird? Shit! I did the wrong thing! Yo, definitely. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Okay, so let's just say that Tengu wasn't there. We'll just float into Tengu. Let's say the nib was here, right? The nib was here. No, it doesn't work. Oh no, it does work. Yeah, we tribute a token, go into ASD here. Oh yeah, it works. Yeah, it works too. Yeah, we can do that right too. Yeah, so we have 2 lines to play. That means we can go preemptively do it this way, or we can just let them nib here. I think it depends on whether you need the mill for later, right? I think that's what it matters. If you need the mill for later, then I think that's what you have to consider it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that works. Yeah, that can possibly work. Because then we tribute a nib token, we go tribute nib, special search illumination, go into ASTI, reduce ASTI, additional summon, yeah, that works. Yeah, that works. So we have 2 lines of this as well. Okay, that's great. Now the question is whether we need multiple revs, seeing how crucial they are to open, right? Like maybe play 2 and 2, you think? Or just 1's fine? I mean, theoretically, we just need 1. Like we can summon the other. I think 1's fine. I guess. I think 1's fine. All good, Mr. Gaming. I'm actually liking Reborn Tengu. We've been going through some lines here, and I'm liking it. I'll timestamp it so you can check it out after, or we can rewind. Yeah, I think 1 rev should be enough. I think 1 rev should be enough. I think now it's just a matter of non-engine, right? I think for sure. I think I like droplet, right? I like droplet here. What? Oh, droplet. Yeah, because of tanky, right? I like this because of tanky. Because we have tanky, we can send that off tanky. And then I guess maybe then we can start considering other cards that we can play to search off tanky, right? Do any of you guys know of any other good beast warriors that we can search off this?
Wait, what type of beast warrior are you looking for?
Anything that can be relevant to our situation here. Preferably something that can be special summoned.
I mean,
Pantera.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah, this is the classic.
what about the Radiant Typhoon? That one's just a free summon, I guess.
Wait. Hold on. They're beast warriors?
Well, one of them is the Swen, the starter.
Holy shit! Yeah, this is before. Oh fuck, that might be it.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to play Chant and then the other one that searches you another body, but
Because it gives us a sense of like utility with tanky, right? Because this can clear back row, and sometimes back row, even getting rid of the 1 back row is crucial sometimes, right? Like,
yeah. I was trying to look into like the Radiant Typhoon thing, but like.
hang on. I just something just occurred to me. So if this works, we might have something here. Check this out. Okay, so what's the sequence? Just Radiant Typhoons.
When needs to
Oh my god! If this works, fucking hell! Look at this. Okay, so it's Radiant searches the spell searches the Eldman.
Yeah, and then the Eldman can search another Swen if you want.
Check this out. If this works, what spell do we need? Is it Chant?
And yeah.
Okay, check this out. If this works, that'll be crazy. This should work though. It should work. Okay, so this is first, right? Special this. That searches Chant, and then Chant searches the other one. Oh my god! I think it might work actually. There's no reason why it shouldn't work. Light up. Does it light up? It doesn't work?
Rev needs a level 7 or 8 dragon specifically that it has to make.
Oh yeah, fucking hell! I thought it was epic. I mean, it works like this, I guess, but nah, never mind. We can do it this way. I was like, oh, I can make a dragon. Let me get Trish. Nah, I thought it was from hand. Fuck, that would have been so cool. Okay, there goes that theory. Okay, but maybe we can utilize these guys in a different way. Okay, so that's another thing we can search. Okay, so what would it be like the bare minimum that you can use these for as like a utility thing? Let's just say
most of what they do is XC summon or make a cherubim. So.
Okay, let's see. Because I'm not sure if I want to go all in on these cards. I want to just have them as an alternative that we can search off of this, yeah? So if we can go like Tanky, search whatever one that we're missing. Let's say we already have Tengu, right? It's fine. Then we go for this. We can go special, add MST, pop a back row, and then go into the bounce, and then gradually go from there, right? That's like the whole concept. Okay, so is it just one chant? Is that all you need? Right, so that's all you would need, right?
Most builds play 3 Swen, 1 chant, 1 emblem.
Okay. All right. So if we do that, if we play, I'm not sure if we actually need to play 3 Swen though. That's the thing.
The thing is, people play it because it's a starter in their deck list. I don't think it's a starter here.
Yeah, for us, it'll only be a utility card, right?
Because it's a rank 3, so it's...
I think it's fine to keep it as a one-off.
Yeah, right?
Because any of those 3 cards can lead to each other.
Yeah, exactly.
So none
Okay.
of them are bricked.
And I think we just play one of MST, right? Just as a form of just like... Just pop a back row, right? Yeah, just to have it. Okay, but how does it search it? Is the chant is the one that searches it?
Yes. It either searches one or searches an MST.
Let me just. I need to visualize so I can make much more sense. Okay. So. Let's see. Rescue cat, then you go yummy line. This guy. Okay, so that'll give us chant, right? Or we can just search for MST as well. Okay, so wait, did the other guy search MST? No, right?
Maybe. You would have to double check. I think
Okay,
they all search for
MST?
Radiant Transform or an MST, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Okay, that's perfect. That's a cool little engine. Yeah, that's awesome. Because that means there's something we can do here in the MST back row, force pressure that way. We have 2 non-tuners. We play Stardust, so that means Stardust can be paired with these guys. That can give us Ancient Fairy while giving us access to fellows. Yeah, okay, that works. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that actually. Because that's what this variant will be. It'll be a very toolboxy approach, opposed to just you still be able to build a board, but you have cards like you know what I mean. You don't have to fully commit to the whole thing. You set droplet, set MST type of situation, hit the field spell of Yummy, right?
It's not as linear.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. What else are we missing then? Okay, so we're gonna put. I'll put it at the bottom. We'll put this here. So we'll put these 2 here. That's fine. Okay. What else? What else am I missing? Yeah, I'm actually liking this build. Actually, the more and more we're going over the lines, I'm liking it a lot. Actually, Tengu just being so resourceful, and then the Tanky being so resourceful as well. Pop a back, because sometimes that's all it takes, right? Sometimes there's a back row, oh shit, there's one more back row I have to deal with. Tanky, fucking special. You know, I mean, but the issue though, going second, is that I can't special these, right? It's only when I control no back row, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that
Or if
might be
you
an
have
issue.
MST in your graveyard.
Hmm. Oh, so if you have MST in our grave, you can special it as well.
Yeah, it's just a free summon.
Okay, cool. Hmm. I mean, no way. Yeah. What up, Nils? Mr. Gaming. It seems like you every time I talk about 40 card decks, you go upset. You can clear wings level 7 with that, then rev from graveyard to crystal wing. Wait, what do you mean? Oh yeah. Okay. Oh my God. Where's let Quasar not be here, please? Okay, so before. Okay, so what happened was, I can't remember. I think it was when they announced Assault Synchron. When they announced Assault Synchron, I was so hyped. Hang on, let me just. So, when they first announced Assault Synchron, I was like, oh my God, I know the perfect card to pair with this that doesn't use our normal summon. And I was like, oh hell yeah. So I rushed to get like secret rares of this card. But then to find out, yo, Nick, let's go, bro.
Misses timing.
Let's go, buddy, let's go. Thank you, Nick.
You could pick
You-
search creation resonator or crimson bladed dragon search rebellion.
Yeah, you can do, wait, but doesn't Crimson Resonator lock you? Hang on, let me just.
Yeah. Maybe it's summon 2 from deck effect. Maybe it's free special summon doesn't.
The Crimson King. This card is something you can add to your hand. No, not that one. It's what's the other one's name? One that searches. What's it called? It's a level 7, right? The level 7 is the one that searches your stuff. No, it's okay. It's okay, gaming. It's okay. Yeah. So I already forgot your question. 40. Yeah, 40. So I think that because the way we have to construct our deck, we have to build unconventionally, right? Because we can't apply the same blueprint that the meta deck use. Otherwise, we would be meta. If it were that simple, we would just apply the same logic, right? But we can't. So we have to compromise a bit with I guess the blueprint, which is 40. Because they're allowed to be 40, right? They're allowed to be 40 because their decks are so efficient. There's no need to have all this supplementary stuff, whereas we do, right? We're lacking something, and we're trying to supplement it in some way, and that requires us to go beyond 40. Crimson Blade Dragon, okay. Oh, that's true, huh? What is Zaren the Chainbound Dragon release? Might be good. Take a look at. Maybe I'm not sure what that is.
There's a level 7 on me.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's part of the end board. That's part of one of the end boards in the RDA build. Yeah. Isn't it a monster negate? I'm pretty sure it is, right?
It's if an effect is activated as chain link 2 or higher, you can either negate that effect that was activated in the chain link, or the effect that the chain linked effect is responding to.
Okay. So let's say they. Oh, but it
doesn't
can't.
actually stop nib. It doesn't
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
stop
okay.
nib.
No, it
Yeah.
can't stop nib if you change something else to the
It
nib.
can if they're bad. If they can, it can. Yes, if they are bad. It will.
Wait, but
If they know something,
wait, how does that work though? If you chain 2 nib, how can you negate nib?
you can only negate something that activates as a chain link to your card, basically, or their chain link. So you can't be. They can't go chain link 1 something and chain link 2 chain dragon. You can't do that.
Okay, no, but what did Polar say? Polar said that if you chain something to it, you could. What do you mean? Hey, let me just read it.
If they change something
No,
to the
if
nib.
they chain nib to and one of your effects, then yes, chain dragon can negate nib that way.
Oh, okay,
But
okay,
if
okay,
they
that's
start
okay, that's what
using-
you meant. Yeah, yeah, okay,
if,
that's
like on resolution they go nib. You can't use it. You can't
right, right, okay. Oh yeah, that makes sense, I guess. No, but it's a pretty good card. Right, okay. The change and okay, awesome. All right,
Oh wait, no, you can chain your own cards to the nib and then negate the nib.
wait, you could do that?
Yeah.
Okay, what's it called again? Zaren?
Zaren the
That's what I
chain
was saying.
gun.
I'm saying like bad players. Well, obviously, like you can fool bad players with it, but it won't fool the good players.
Okay, if this card you control would be used as a single material, you can treat it as a non-tuner. When a card or effect is activated in response to a card or effect activation, quick effect, you can activate one of these effects. Negate that effect, and if you do, destroy that card. Negate the effect of the card that was responded to, and if you do, destroy that
So
card.
you can, what you can do is if your opponent goes nib on new chain, you have to chain something else. Then you can chain chainbound to negate the nib as the first chain.
Why am I finding that so confusing?
I think it's pretty easy. to
Chain link
understand.
1 nib, chain link 2 anything, chain link 3 chainbound can negate nib.
Right.
But if it's just nib, you have no response. You can't negate it.
Right. So this is so it's like an adjacent type of thing. It's only negating the thing next to it. Right?
Yes, but it can
But-
also negate whatever was in chain link 2.
Okay, so for example, let's say go nib, and then they activate bestial on something else or something. I can
Yeah, you
negate the
can either
bestial.
negate the bestial or the nib.
Right. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Makes sense now. Yeah. It's good in RDA because wait, what's good in RDA?
Oh yeah, well, yeah, obviously yeah, no brainer. It's good in RDA.
No, because he said that it's continuous trap. But like, what do you mean? What do you mean continuous trap, Nick? What do you mean?
Because if they activate anything, you can chain red zone, and then chainbound can negate whatever you chain to red zone.
Right. So then we could always
for example,
negate
think
nib
about it.
then, no?
No, here's your concept, by the way.
Okay.
If you don't want to play the Vanadium trap, you could play Synchro one way.
Yeah.
They go chain link 1 Dark Ruler. You
Yeah.
go chain link 2 Synchro one way. You go chain link 3 chain bound, it negates the Dark Ruler on the chain 1, and you get your Raylo as well.
Oh, that works too. But I think Nick just pointed out about the continuous trap, or the continuous traps. We just chain red zone. Right? They go nib, we chain red zone, and we chain this.
I'm so confused. How are you using red zone?
To the pop
Flipping
or
it.
the reborn?
Or just flipping it
So
up also works.
you're saying the opponent is going to nib you on their turn.
Yes.
How?
No, I thought they were saying that it was good in RDA because it just lets you happen omni negate.
Yeah, no.
But that's not good.
No. I'm not viewing it as like, oh, turn 0, you. No, I'm saying like ways to stop it, right? So let's say we have red zone on field, right? And you play into nib. You can go chain 1 nib, chain 2 red zone, chain 3 zaren, right? That's what that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, if you go first, you can't do it that way. But yeah, okay. Which
So like I said,
means
it can technically stop nib, but also not really.
you know how else you can stop nib is if you if you're anticipating the nib, you can hold the crime. Yes, exactly. You can hold the
Basically,
crime.
Playing around nib would be you have to hold crime in hand.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. You can do that with the new cards. That's cool. That's really cool, actually. That gives you a way to play. But I think another way to do it as well is just, yeah, I think that's probably it. That might probably be the most. That might be the best way to do it. Turn 0, just hold the crime, and make this guy. I think probably what it is. All right, gaming. It'll be on Monday, bro. It's my Friday, and it's a weekend, and then we'll be back on Monday. Okay, definitely. Appreciate the explanation. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. This is a dragon, so we can make it with this as well. Then we can make it here in this deck. Yeah, this tengu can make it.
Well, you need a non-tuner synchro monster.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's why. Oh, never mind. We can't make it in this deck.
Wait, no, Leo, you're reading it wrong. You need a tuner monster and a synchro monster.
Yeah.
That doesn't really change much, but it could be 2 tuners. If you use you can use 2 tuners basically to make it if you want.
Wait, how's that? What do you mean? 1 tuner plus. Oh, okay. I see. So you can make it like with Excel and Assault.
This card was made as indirect support for Kill Tune.
Because it doesn't say non-tuner, right? It just says Synchro Monster. So you can theoretically make it with Excel Synchron and Assault Synchron.
Yeah.
As well. Okay. Alright then. Okay. Yeah, and then we just gotta just build the rest of this damn extra deck now. Okay, so what else are we missing now? We have 7 cards, 7 slots to put into this deck. Let's see. 241. Let's see. So for sure, I think we need crystalline for sure, right? Crystalline. What else do we need? Do we need a 6? Question, do we need a 6? For sure.
You're playing Jet Synchron, so I would say yes.
Yeah. I guess the Synchro climb, but no, but we're not seeing because the way we would Synchro climb is to get Assault to the graveyard, but we're playing a 7 already, so there's no real need for it, I guess. Because once we resolve Speeder, right, the way you climb is either 6 or 7, just to get to the thing. Yo, Edgar. What up, buddy?
Yeah, you said that.
What happened?
You said the funny for kids nowadays.
Oh my god. Bro, I don't even know what that means, but all I know is that it's like it's from some song that some NBA player was lying about his height or something. Like how it originated, I guess. Yoda Moe or Moe. Wait, don't 2 of the new cards chain block junk speeder? Wait, what?
Yeah, but chain blocking was never the issue though.
Yeah, yeah. Chain blocking speeder was never that was always possible. The issue was imperm on speeder, which is why we have to find ways to like get around it. Okay. Okay. So I think the spatter for sure. Oh no! My fucking thing got cooked. I hate when it happens. Hang on. I gotta restart Omega. Hang on, bear with me real quick. Technical difficulties. Bear with me real quick. Oh my god, it's so dark. Yeah. Are you new to the deck, Moe? Am I pronouncing that right? That should be right. Moe, right? Moe? Like Maui, except it's O. Moe. Okay. Yeah, no. Chain blocking speeder was never an issue. The only time it was an issue is when we opened up Calico and Junk, and we're like, oh, we can't chain block it. But yeah. All right, Platinum, bro. You have a good night, bro. You have a good night. Yeah, I mean, we just have 15 minutes left anyway, so it's okay. This always has this sometimes where it just lags. Oh, there we go. Now start glitching. Once you start glitching, it's fine. I gotta go check the mail in 2 hours to see if we got this. If I got the stuff, we're in, bro. We're in. Okay, so we're at 4 left. So the last 4 will be. What would it be for? Oh, we're missing that Excel Synchron. What am I doing? Okay, so now we're 3. I mean, it's either we play the Crimson stuff or we don't play the Crimson stuff. If I play Crimson, I'm gonna have to play the Rumble. I have to play Rumble as well. Yeah, RDA did get pretty good support. I should have the video up later on this week. I mean, I guess we just do that. No, just book. Majestic. This seems like the way to go. That means we don't have room for Genix. Right? Bro, this is a true satellite deck. It's only 76 bucks. Oh my god. It's a true satellite deck. Look at the price. Look at the price of his deck. Yo, what up, Wind Spike?
Take up Fullspeed and look how much lower it goes.
Oh, let's see. Damn. Oh, you're talking about the cat, right? You're talking about the cat, yeah. You're talking about this one, right? Yeah. Yeah, it can be useful. I mean, I guess this is fine. This seems okay, actually. Okay, now we gotta do the same thing we did with the other decks. We gotta do the test hands. Okay. Alright then. I feel like I'm missing something though. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I can put my... No, it should be fine. Okay, so we'll do 10 out of 10. Just to get a small sample. To see how many times we brick. Because the other ones have been doing good. The other ones was like what? 9 out of 10 we're good. 8 out of 10 we're good, right? Oh, this is perfect. This is one of the hands. So we start first, right? Special, pop off. This is combo, right? Is there a way where I can do a pretty cool line though? I mean, I have this regardless. So then this plays it on Charmy, this plays it on Droll. But if there's only one I have to pick, I think I can play it on Droll. So we'll just leave this for Charmy. Right? Because it was special this, search, summon this, get... Yeah, this works. Okay, so one out of 1. Perfect. We're 2 for 2. Two for 2. This works. We can go into... Yeah, this is awesome. I mean, drawing the jet is not that great, but I guess it's fine. This doesn't really work how I think it should work. Okay, this is our first brick. Yeah, this doesn't really accomplish anything unless we're playing the Rage Rose cards. Because... Yeah, we don't play a 6.
Charge Warrior, draw 1, draw into a combo.
No. That is the fail. No, this is a brick. So, okay, I'm looking good. That was an early brick as well. Okay, this works. Yeah, this works. This is awesome. Hell yeah. This combo. 3. We're trying to get at least like at most 2 bricks. It's okay, we get 2 bricks. Oh, this works. We go special this. It gives me this. Yeah, okay, this works. Wait, what's the other effect of this card? If this card is destroyed by effect of Mr. Typhoon, you can set this card active when it's... I don't know for the... nah, we just add Typhoon then, no? It's here. And then we go... 7, special... Oh, this works. Hell yeah, let's do this. Check this out. Oh, this is a mean speeder. That's hilarious. That's junk. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, that's junk. Okay, this is combo. We can add junk. We tribute. No, yeah. And we don't do that. We just do this. Okay. Yeah, it's a mean speeder. That's hilarious. Minus the jet. We go effective this. Windmill. Special trail. And then this is the mean speeder here. Okay. So see, we want to have cards that function together as well. Right? Of course, there's not their primary purpose, but they need to have some sort of synergy. Otherwise, it's like inconsistencies. Right? Yeah, this works. Nice. 6. No, it's 5. Okay, this works. Full speed. Summon, pivot. Yeah. 6. 4 more. Okay, this works. Yeah, this works. We have this. Tenki. We have that. So we can go. Let's see. Let's try to do something fewer. Okay. That feels so weird. This wasn't that when we were trying out Tenki last time. Okay, so we do that. Special. Add this. Add a little for lower radiant. Add this. Here. Add MST. So cool. Yeah, I think this might be but I think it's Adventure Crystron. I think it's cool that you can add this, but like I don't know. Okay, let me do this. So they stop you there, then you have an extension there. Right? Yeah. This gives you Stardust. Junction Stardust. Oh, actually, it gives you this. No, this is Stardust. Okay, discard Stardust. Yeah, okay. This combo. Alright. So that's 6. 7. Okay, so far so good. Okay, this works. Because this gives us access to both of these things. Yeah. We have this. So this one, which is the one that adds a monsters, right? Oh, they both add each other. It doesn't matter, right? Yeah, add this. Add this. Add MST. Oh, it doesn't matter. They'll just add MST anyway. That's cool. Okay, then we do this. Oh, I can do a pretty good line with SD as well. So good that these two pair so well together. 4. Right. We do this. Yeah. Okay. This combo. Okay. Cool. So that's 8. So 2 more. So far we bricked once. This works. Okay. All right. One last one. So far pretty good. Pretty good. Just a small sample. Just, you know. Does this work? Yeah, it works. This is Stardust. This is Bodies. Yeah, this works. This is second normal summon this. Peter. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, so the point of this was just to see how consistent it is, just based out of just 10 randomizations. Okay. So now we have what? We have the... Let's just go through the list that we have so far. Okay, so we have... Okay, so the first one was the simplified one, right? This is the simplest form of the deck, right? Where you don't play anything else, just straight up cookie cutter. Just what you need, no nothing else, right? This is the first one. And then we have the bestial one, right? Which is a bit more obscure. Gives you a bit more resiliency, right? Because of the obscurity of it, like starting off this as your main combo. Pretty cool. What was the other one? And then the teleport engine. The teleport one. This is a variation of the first one, just so you have a bit more resiliency with the teleport, right? Because if your starters get stopped, then you can pivot with this, or you just have pivot with these guys, right? And then the most recent one. Now we have the Tengu variant, where you have, yeah. Okay, not bad. That's 4 different decks. Well, 2 of them are kind of similar, but 3 different decks. And that's not. We still gotta consider other options as well, like the Mitsu cards, the toy cards, the Doppel variant. Yeah, there's still more to discover, which is why it's like I try to condense it within just these couple days. Like that's a lot. That's so much insight. Like fuck it out. Okay, but that's basically gonna be it. Take your pick, adjust them, fix them up, tweak them, and just post your list in the Discord, in the Wolfcron Discord, and I guess keep us updated. I guess. But this is just like a blueprint, like a base. This is a foundation to go off of, right? But that's gonna be it. Thank you guys for joining me. This week has been hectic. I still gotta work on the RDA cards, so that video should be up. Let's see. I already finished the level 1, level 2, level. I should have level 3 done by today. There should be latest Sunday. Latest Sunday, if not tonight or tomorrow. But that's gonna be it. Hopefully to the stream. You have a good night, good morning, and I'll catch you guys on Monday. See you guys. Damn.